Going, my comic chat army. We're here today with J.R. Dunbar, the creator of Saint. How you doing, J.R.?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So tell us, what was the creative process behind the book Saint?
Well, it was basically just it's my first book. First of all, my first published work, my first everything, and it was just an idea I kind of loosely had floating around for years and never really thought to take it seriously. And my girlfriend at the time just got sick of me talking about it. She's like, "Why don't you just start writing it?" Because I have an English degree from university, so I'm pretty familiar with writing stories. So I just started jotting it down, and it just came together slowly. And yeah, once I had everything put together for notes, I just kind of started Googling how to make a script and doing that whole process, and then connecting with artists, got on Instagram and did that whole thing. And that was basically it. I just was figuring it out working from the ground up. Every step was new to me. So
Did you kickstart the book, or did you fund it all yourself?
well, I think I did it a way that most people wouldn't do it because I had no idea what I was getting into, but I knew I wanted a full color graphic novel, like a good sized book. So I did do a Kickstarter to raise about a quarter of it, but
Sure, pages. Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite covers. So yeah, I didn't do it like one issue at a time or black and white or slowly build it up. I just went for the whole thing at once, and luckily I have a good job that could help me fund it. But I did do a Kickstarter for probably a few months there and raised about a quarter of the price.
All right, and do you plan on doing a volume 2?
Yes, I have plans for volume 2 and 3 graphic novels, probably the same size, about 150 pages. And I'm going to write 2 small novels to put in between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. So I have quite a bit of ideas flying around.
Oh, wow. Are you going to do like the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe and like branch off the characters?
I don't want to say too much, but let's just say one thing I kind of got sick of with comics is how they do too much too quickly, too many characters. Sometimes things just get too carried away.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, I'm going to introduce more, we'll say, characters with abilities, and then volume 3 is when when it gets to the end, it's gonna be a big it's gonna be lots going on. I might explore the multiverse idea.
All right. Are you gonna, after you're done with all 3 volumes, are you gonna do like a omnibus, put all 3 together as one trade?
Honestly, man, I never even thought about that till you said it, but that's a pretty good idea. It would be sweet to have a hardcover version with everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know your initials are JR and the main character is Jake Barker.
Yeah,
is there any similarities there?
I'd say there's definitely similarities with the character. I'd say I sort of made him after myself, in some ways intentionally, in some ways kind of subconsciously. But the name actually is I just took Jake from Jake Gyllenhaal, who's one of my favorite actors, and then Barker, Travis Barker, one of my favorite drummers. And I thought I put that together and came up with it myself, but then one day at work I looked over and saw a business card that said Jake Barker on it. So I think I just subconsciously read that.
Right.
I thought I made it up, but maybe I didn't.
All right. Will you give us a rundown of what Volume 1's about?
So Volume 1 is about the main character, Jake Barker, who starts out as a vigilante, and then he dies a very gruesome, unfair death, and he realizes that there's more to the afterlife. He wakes up in a place called the After Realm, and then this character named Judge gives him the abilities and superpowers, so he comes back as Saint. So he starts off as a vigilante, dies, comes back as the first real superhero. And then from there, it's just a story of like a game of cat and mouse and vengeance, and just kind of vengeance trumping vengeance, just back and forth until it builds up and gets more and more ridiculous until the yeah, until the final climax. I'm not gonna say too much. I want everyone to check it out, but it's
Right. Where can people pick the book up at?
right now the only place to get it is on Amazon, so Amazon.com.ca, wherever you're at. But it is going to be in retailers soon. I'm working with Ingram Spark to get it into stores here soon. So once I get an update on that, I'll let you know, and I'll have the links posted for all that. I'll put that on my website as well, which
All
is
right.
Indiecomicbooks.ca.
All right. And they can get that in the U.S., correct?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Um, and the variant covers, how can they get a hold of those if they wanted? I like this one.
So the variant, yeah, that one's awesome. Do you know what that is inspired by? A little bit of trivia.
It's
I'll give you
Wolverine, right?
I'll give you a hint. It's a Batman cover, popular Batman.
Oh, Death in the Family?
Yes, sir. You got it.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorite books, so I had to throw that in there.
I like it.
But yes, the variant covers are those are all different artists, obviously, and I made those mainly to put on each chapter. So the ebooks are available as the full compilation, but also each chapter individually, like a separate issue. So
Hmm.
those covers are for each ebook. You know what I mean?
Okay. And yeah, you said it only comes in a trade, right? You don't have single issues?
Yeah. So the physical book is just the trade, the graphic novel, but the ebooks is available as issues and the full trade.
Hmm. All right. And they can get the trying to think the digital on
That's on.
Amazon also?
Yeah, Amazon and Kindle.
Okay. I'm gonna show them a page. Check that out, guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my
there we
favorite.
go. All right. Trying to see. So how far are you with volume two?
Volume two, I only have notes for. I haven't started writing. I'm writing the novel that comes in between volume one and two right now, and I'm only a few chapters into that. That process is proving to be a lot different from writing the comic, but it's fun. But I definitely enjoyed doing the graphic novel a little bit more. I like how a novel you can portray things you can't do in a movie or a comic. Like you can
Hmm.
really describe things with a crazy amount of detail, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun coming up with these different images for the artist to draw. Kind of really exciting.
Are you gonna go with the same artist for volume two?
Yeah, I'll be using the same artist. Yeah.
All right. And are you gonna kickstart volume two?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. I'll try that again. I had a really good response the first time, so I'll do it again.
all right. And
Hopefully,
what kind?
momentum that'll help me with Kickstarter for two. I'm getting a
Oh
good.
yeah. Well, what kind of do's and don'ts would you say about making a comic that you have for people?
The do's would definitely be just start writing. If you have an idea, just even if you don't think it's polished or it's expansive enough, just start writing it down and it'll come to you. And I guess another do would be take your time, because I thought the project would only take me about a year, but it took me over 3 years, and I'm glad it did because I actually refined it and changed it and improved it. A don't, I guess, would be don't settle on ideas. Don't settle on people in your networking. Like shop around. I had shopped around, found some really good people. I found a few duds throughout the process as well, but the people that ultimately worked on the book were great. So just take your time with the whole thing.
All right. I guess do you have any shout outs or anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Shout out, yeah, I just want to say hello and thank you to everybody who supported me and supported my Kickstarter, and thank you to all the artists that worked on it. I'll give you their information as well and links to their stuff. They have a lot of great work that they did. That's about it, man. Shout out to you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and talking with us. And y'all hit the subscribe button, and we're going to put the review out here very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.